What is up, guys? So today is another beautiful day and we are getting started with something that is quite amazing. As you can see right here, guys, this is our beautiful field and we are starting to work on something new, like for the next season. So a prepared farmer is a wise farmer, if you didn't know, right? So what we are doing is actually the land preparation for what we are going to be planting. And guess what? You already know you already know what exactly we are going to be putting right here. So we're going to be planting our sweet potatoes once again, right? And what is the idea? If you can look at this, right, we've actually made these ridges. I don't know if you may call it rows or ridges, but this is what I can call it, right? So in these ridges, this is what we're gonna do. We are going to be planting sweet potato vines along the ridges, going up to it's actually 40. It's actually 40. Is it 39? I think 30 meters plus 9. So it's actually 40 meters long. So we are gonna have a hectare of sweet potato vines. And what is exactly the idea? So the idea is quite simple, and I'm just going to give a little bit of a demonstration on what exactly are we trying to achieve with these lines, because someone will be asking and someone wants to also try it, and I'll also let you know where I got the idea. Let me just quickly put this and continue with my demonstration, which is quite really interesting. Okay, so the thing is, since what we want is actually vines, sweet potato vines, it's not really the sweet potato bulb or the fruit of it. We do not want the roots. We actually want the leaves. That's what we want to achieve right here. So the idea goes like this. We are going to be watering, since this is going to be off-season. We are planting during the off-season time, and we are looking to harvest the leaves instead of harvesting the sweet potato itself. So some people might be asking, why do you want to do that? Right. So due to the demand that we have discovered last year, you know, like I've said this before, there's this time when I was looking for vines. That was around November last year, and I could not find vines. I could not find sweet potato vines, those leaves, wanting to plant them. Yeah, I could not find it. So what did I have to do? I had to actually design my own pattern. I had to actually come up with my better idea, okay, on how the best we can make sure that we have our own sweet potato vines on the farm, so that the next season we are going to be the ones that are actually supplying. Do you get it? Supplying what? Supplying the community with the vines. So this is the idea. Okay. So as you can see, guys, we are doing like 40-meter ridges, starting from actually here, going down there. And what we are going to do, we're going to have them going up there. And the reason why they need to be straight, we are trying to use a rope to make sure that we make them very straight and they do not have they do not look like a snake kind of a thing. Why do you want to achieve that? It's because when you are watering, we want to use way less water possible, because here we have two sources. As you guys can see, we have this tank that's going to be providing water, and we are looking to add one more tank, maybe right here on the next next to it. And then after that, I think, let me just quickly lift this one. So for the next season, this is what is going to be happening. Since this is going to be off season and there will not be rain along the way as we get to the next season, from now onwards. We are actually in June as I'm making this video. So we are going to be actually watering our plants using our own means. And this is actually the best thing, like watering your own plants using your own means anytime is the best, because expecting rainfall from the sky is quite really a challenge. So what we have decided to do is that we have our own water sources, which is the borehole, and right here we've got a well that we are actually digging right now, as you can see, guys. So it's still going down. Right now we have like 6 meters of it, and we are expecting to have at least 10 meters and going deeper than that. Why did we dig both the well and the borehole? You might be asking. You definitely know that a bow is quite costly. It's quite expensive to actually drill, but we have decided to have both for one reason. Depending on the type of a place we are in, some places have very good well water, because some places have a very good water table for the open well instead of a drilled bore. So we've decided to have both, and we've seen that these places, they are quite good with open wells. So we have decided to have a well, and we put our pump in there, and right here we use solar panels, as you can see. We have these 2 solar panels. They give us like, this one give us 330, and this one give us 330 watts, and that makes it 660 watts altogether. Let me just quickly put it again. Remember, I'm working, guys, and I have to be there very often. All right. So the idea looks like this. So instead of just watering the whole place, we are going to be planting our sweet potato vines along each line, along each ridge that you guys clearly see. And what we're going to do in the very near future, the idea is to also put the drip irrigation here. Why drip irrigation? Drip irrigation is quite very useful in a way that it has more than just one advantage. It helps you to save water, since it's gonna be maybe it's gonna be the dry season. It's gonna be a season where our water table goes a little bit down. So we need to actually save water so that we cover a huge amount of space to be able to water each and every plant that we're gonna have right here. So the idea looks like this. If we then plant in these ridges, we are able to put our drip, and drip has another advantage, that it waters itself instead also. So instead of you coming every day and watering the plant, it just happens on its own. It just does its own thing without you interfering. So let me just put this again right here. Apa home. Hey. And don't gonna butter. Don't go butter, man. So that is the idea. If you can have a drip irrigation, it's quite easy. So when I did my research recently, the cost for drip irrigation for 1 hectare is like $600. You can have a drip irrigation for 1 hectare that does quite everything. Like you have all the needed pipes and all that. And also, here's another idea that I've seen other people using. They use the rain pipes, but the rain pipes, the problem is that they use quite a lot of amount of water. So instead of using all that, we are trying to eliminate whatever way that can waste water, so that we can use the least amount of water while watering a lot of plants. So instead of just watering the whole place, we'll go line by line. Make sure that the whole line is watered, and it's very nice. So I don't know, guys, what do you think about this idea? And here's another thing that I did not share with you guys. Our sweet potato for last year, for the last season, for some we've planted them this year. For the last season, we haven't harvested them, not even one of them, but we've just tasted the harvest. We actually opened only one. So I'll be lying if I say not even one. So what I just want to say is that the idea is not really on the idea is not really on the sweet potato itself. but the idea is to be a supplier of these vines. That is our business model right here. It's quite different from other people. So you might be asking, why is it that you guys haven't harvested or what? We actually lovers of sweet potatoes, and we've been buying them from other people. So meaning that we also love them, but we did choose that we are not going to harvest ours yet, but we're going to look for demand for it. When is it going to be in high demands? So I think by next month or the month after next month, the demand will actually go up. Why? Most farmers that are selling sweet potatoes right now, they do have only they are actually quite limited with the demand, because the demand is quite less and the supply is quite high. Why? Most people have planted sweet potatoes using rainfall. This rainwater that come from above the skies, right? This is what they have used. They planted in the rain season, and the ones that have planted in the rain season, there are quite a lot of people. And people that afford to have their own water sources, they are quite limited, which means that those people get to have an advantage if they are the ones that have the produce. They have the control for the market instead of the people that wait for the rain from the skies. So what it means is that if you wait to have a certain product during the time that it has high demand, for example, if you're someone who is planting maize and you wait for the season when maize is quite like difficult to find, where most people that do not have their own water sources do not have maize or do not plant maize, or it's off season. If you have it that time, you're actually at an advantage. So what do I mean with that? It's quite advantageous to have your own water source, because it gives you the whole control of the market. So another thing that we do not have is a greenhouse. It's something that you should consider. For example, you are a farmer like me, but I think I just do not afford it quite yet. But in the very near future, we are looking to have a greenhouse, maybe down there in our farm as well, because it's very important. Like, it gets us to control the frost. Because like, guys, the frost actually attacks some of our plants during this season, and we are trying to also eliminate that. And the idea we're gonna use here, some people are actually gonna be asking, okay, tell us, Shelton, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna protect your plants from frost? Because it's actually the season right now. It's the winter season in Zimbabwe right now, where I'm making this video. The only idea that we have is to actually gonna be pruning the leaves out of the vines. So we're only gonna be planting the stem alone. I do not have one here. I could have shown you guys, but it's actually out there, not really far. So we are going to be planting the stems and eliminating each and every leaf that is on the stem, and we water it to keep it alive until we water them until the season passes. Once the season passes, we then apply some fertilizers to make sure that they start blooming. They start actually producing more leaves. So that is the main idea. Some people might be asking, might be actually concerned about. And to be honest, I've seen people who are doing it and it works. And we have talked to people that have experience in that, and it seemed to have worked for them. So I believe that it's going to work for us too. So why not with us? And one thing that I just love is that it was actually our first season of trying sweet potatoes, and it really worked well. And we actually waiting for people to collect their vines, and all of our vines are sold out, guys. We do not have any vines anymore on our field, and we appreciate those that have been supporting, those that have actually supported us. We have people that came all the way from Karoi, or people came all the way from Bindura, people came all the way from what is the place again, Mondoro as well, coming to fetch vines. That says a lot about the support that we are getting from you guys. People coming from Chegutu just for vines, people coming from Domboshava coming for vines. It's actually massive support that we are getting from you guys. Some people actually failed to carry them, some people someone came from Wedza. I mean, all that is the support we are getting for our vines. And I believe that during the season there's gonna be more demand, because when I actually was looking for the vines, it was actually quite difficult to find. So what about this year? More people are getting new farms. People are buying farms these days, and they are starting to venture into farming. So what does that mean? It means that the demands becomes higher and higher and higher for the vines, because everyone is venturing into farming. If you are not venturing into farming, I don't know what you are doing, but I've seen like so many people are doing it. So which means that it's actually a trend that people are now realizing that there is money in farming. And I'm happy to be a farmer of sweet potato, and I'm getting more experience, more and more experience each and every time. And one beautiful thing that you actually get to see, buying from us is actually an advantage. Why? Because you are buying from a source that is well taken care of. Like we are taking care of our vines. Our vines are well sprayed. Yes, we treat them very well. We make sure that they are well sprayed and they are well looked after. We look at, okay, what are the possible pests to attack our plants, and then we'll protect them against them. We have shown you guys what we use to spray when we're spraying things like lambda that we put each and every 2 weeks of whenever we have them, we actually put them every 2 weeks right here on the farm, to make sure that you protect them against the weevil. You all know the weevil, and I've shown you the weevil, how it looks like. But it's quite difficult to actually find it at our farm, because we have tried by any means to protect ourselves or to protect our plants against the weevil, because that's one of the most dangerous things that attacks sweet potatoes. Right. So I believe that this is going to be very helpful to someone who is looking to venture into farming. And I would highly suggest that if you are looking to venture into farming, it's a very good thing to actually consider that you take sweet potato as a business. Why? It's very profitable. Why? If I'm to tell you that you have less management that you are going to be putting on the sweet potatoes other than other crops. We have tried maize here. We've done almost a hectare. It's actually a hectare of maize. And to be honest, the harvest was not really convincing, and the harvest was actually at a loss. So we made a loss on our maize, because we did 2 tons of maize on this 1 hectare, and the money that we have used to put the maize was quite a lot versus what we have harvested. So I believe that it was a loss, because we've invested something like $1,100 on the 1 hectare, only to get the maize that we can sell at maybe $800. If you are to sell at a good market for $400. So in most cases, you actually can sell a ton for like $300, and which will not make you a profit. So in this case, on the sweet potato side, we have sold now we have sold like 6 hectares of sweet potatoes, and 6 hectares of sweet potatoes are coming out of 2 hectares. It's quite massive, and what we only invested was like $800. So which means that out of the $800 we've made over 3,000. So that makes it a very good profit, to be very honest, for someone who is doing it for the first time. And also remember that we sold sweet potato vines not in the season. We actually sold in a season where there is less demand. And to be very honest with you, the time that we are going to be selling these vines, we are going to be selling them at a higher price. Last time we were selling vines at $7 per 300 vines, and now we are going to sell them at $20. Why? Because we have the demand. We have we have the demand, and we are going to have the market as well. The demand is going to be high in October. That is very obvious. Everyone wants vines, and most people won't have them. Why? Because it's time in Mashanga in Zimbabwe. What it means is that like people allow their cattle, their livestock to move around, and they will eat everything that is on their farm in most cases, and they end up not having vines. Some people do not have fence on their places, which means that they are not able to keep their vines in their farm. Some do not have water sources. So it's a disadvantage to so many people. So which means we're at an advantage, and we use that as an opportunity. And I've just shared something that is very useful with you. And it's up to you how you're going to use this information. But I'm very happy to be a sweet potato farmer, and I'm trying to make sure that our water sources are quite sufficient for what we want to do right here on the farm. And I'm very happy to have people that are actually helping us and making our dream possible. And I believe that there's a lot to be achieved with our sweet potatoes. So remember, if we have made a very good profit on our vines, we still have to harvest our sweet potatoes. They are still in the soil. So which means that we still have another profit coming out of that. And we are waiting for the demand. We have nothing to rush for. I mean, we are rushing nowhere. We are here waiting. We have the whole time in the world. So if we are to sell in September, it's up to us because we do not have a rush for the money. We don't even need the money yet. We're only gonna need the money when the demand is there. Alpha. So right here we are now collecting the vines so that we can start planting them. As you can see, we have quite a number of people, and I believe they are enough to be able to actually cut the vines that are needed and to do it properly. And this is the kind of vines that you are actually cutting. We are literally cutting everything at this point because we are about to harvest. If you have a very strong team, everything can be very easy. But this side, guys, to be very honest with you, it's not easy to find people to work with. Why? Because people are busy. There's a lot of piecework to do here. Everyone wants to have something. Everyone is trying farming. A lot of people are doing it. So malaini 5 kubva kuno. Oh, kungoti one line. So right guys, here are the vines. We've just collected our vines from the field and we are starting to actually planting them right here. And I'm going to show you the idea that we are actually using. So here we're going with a certain variety on its own line. So here's what we do. We just bring our vine, come right here on the ridge, and then we just bury it a little bit in the soil like this, and then put another one next to it. And there's just a little bit of a spacing that is actually needed. It's not quite huge, but just a bit of it. We're just going to put at least maybe 10 to 20 centimeters distance between each vine, so that it won't be too far from the other one, but still having a good space, just to cater for the ones that might actually like die along the way. And after that, what you do is actually we are going to be watering them. I'm just going to show you a demonstration of how we are going to be watering them. And on this one, this is German 2 that we have started with. We have German 2, and then we put another variety on the next 5 lines going for 40-meter long. So come with me, let me turn on our water source and pump our water, and I'll start watering only one line to show you the example of what exactly are we going to be doing, how exactly are we going to be doing it. So this is for the demonstration purpose, right? So that you guys can get to have an idea of what exactly are we trying to achieve. Right, I've just connected my solar panels. It's not really professional. Then the water comes through the pipe, and I wait for it that side. Then we start the watering thing. And another thing that we're actually gonna be doing is just the maintenance of the ridge. I think that's gonna be a must. We are going to be maintaining our ridge by just cultivating it or just burying it up so that it won't get distracted. So spacing ingofanana kakungoti sei iri papo iwe handizivi kuti tingati mungana 15 20 centimeters 20 centimeters kuitira kuti tikazoisa drip rinozongoendera. And musaurayawo zveline like apa because toda kudira mvura ichingopinda. Saka line kana ratofa tichifana kutorigadzirisa ndo badza nditombogadzirisa apa. Yeah, I think izvi ndo zvinotomeka sense because andiona riri kufa line racho. Nati rikadai so. I'm still waiting for our water to actually come out of here. Takes a bit long, I don't know why. Okay, so this is what we do. We then start watering, following every ridge, as you can see. One thing I love about sweet potatoes, they don't need a lot of water. We're just gonna be watering them maybe daily for the next few days until they are okay, and then we'll delay a little bit. So instead of using fuel for watering, we use solar pumps. And solar pumps, as long as there is sunlight, we are okay. This solar pump is quite powerful as well. As you can see, the amount of water that it's pulling is really good. You don't take long to water it. But anyways, with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I wish to see you guys on the next one, and we want to actually see the progress. So for those that have asked to see the progress on our beehive, it's still there. We haven't moved it to a better place so far because we actually have been busy with other stuff, but we're definitely going to do it very soon. But our bees are still in the beehive. People said we want to see it after 1 week. Yeah, the update after 1 week, I'm still gonna give you guys. But behind me is the beehive. I don't know if you guys can see it. I just tried to take a video of using my phone so that you guys will be able to see our beehive. Our beehive is actually right there, and the bees are still in there. That's the good news. And we haven't moved it. Yes, we are still gonna move it. We're still gonna move it and put it at a better place. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I love to see you guys here daily, and we appreciate your support. Make sure that you leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done yet. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. Bye bye.